sine of cos x. So how will I apply this chain rule in here? So first thing, whenever we go to a restaurant, what we have is, we have the first serve us the starter, right? So first we have starter, then what we have? Then we have the main course, and after the main course we have that dessert, right? So first thing, we need to decide that which one is the starter, the main course, and then we have to see what is the dessert. So what we see in here, that sine x, this sine function which acts as the starter. So first thing what I will do is, I will write sine in here. So this one is sine x, this is sine function, so I will write sine x, and inside that we have cos. So this one is cosec functions, right? So what we have in here, if I have to differentiate this one, and whenever we go into the restaurants, we start eating with the starter, right? We first eat the starter. So if I differentiate this one, so we have f dash x, I told you this one. So when we have differentiation of y, it is known as dy dx, and it can also be written as y dash. Okay, so first I will write d dx of sine of cos x, d dx of sine of cos x. Then what I will do is, it's like I'm started eating the starter. So what we have, differentiation of sine x is what? Now we'll decide what is differentiation of sine x. Differentiation of sine x is cos x. But here we are not differentiating sine x, we are differentiating sine of cos x. Okay, so differentiation of sine of cos x will be what? Cos of cos x. So what do we have? Cos of cos x, right? And after eating now my starter is finished. Now we go into the main course. So differentiation of cos x, differentiation of cos x. Now what is differentiation of cos x? Differentiation of cos x is minus sin x. So what we have? Cos of cos x minus sin x. So what happens is that this minus sin x will come out. So minus sin x cos of cos x. So this is how we apply chain rule in here. Why it's called chain rule? Because we are differentiating one function after the another, right? It's like that. So there are composition of functions, so we are differentiating one after the other, so it follows a chain. We are differentiating one by one, right? Clear? So that's why it is chain rule. So now let's go into our exercise 5.2 question number 1. Exercise 5.2 question number 1. So what we have in here is differentiation of sine of x square plus 5. Okay, so I need to differentiate sine x square plus 5. So what I will do is, I will assume this to be y. So let y is equal to sine x square plus 5. Now since I have to differentiate this one, so I need to write differentiating y with respect to x, right? So since I'm differentiating y with respect to x, so what we get, dy dx is equal to d dx of sine of x square plus 5, right? Now again let's decide which one is our starter. So here my starter is our sine function, sine x. Okay, now after finishing the starter, what do we have to eat? We have to eat the x square plus 5 as our main course. Understood? So what is differentiation of sine x? Differentiation of sine x is cos x, but here we are differentiating sine of x square plus 5. So differentiation of sine of x square plus 5 is what? It is cos of x square plus 5. Okay, now we have finished the starter. Now we have to go to the main course. So d dx of x square plus 5, and differentiation of x square plus 5 is what? It is 2x. So what we have? Cos of x square plus 5, and here we have 2x. So 2x will be written in front. Why? Because 2x is not multiplied with x square plus 5. It is multiplied with cos of x square plus 5. Please remember this one. Most of the time students make mistake in here. They leave it like that. So please don't leave it like that. Now we have question number 2. So question number 2 we have cos of sin x, right? So what I will do is let y is equal to cos of sin x. So here what we have is that we will differentiate this thing. So differentiating y with respect to x, right? So differentiating y with respect to x, what we have is that dy dx, okay, dy dx, and differentiation of this thing is what? D dx of cos of sin x, So what we have in here is that the starter is our cos function and the main cos is our sin x. So first thing, if I have to differentiate cos, the differentiation of cos x is what? It is minus sin x, but here it is cos of sin x, so it will be minus of sin x, right? Then d dx of that inside portion, that is sin x, okay, and differentiation of sin x is what? It is cos x. So what we have? Minus cos x sin of sin x. Understood? So this is what we have as question number, the differentiation of cos of sin x. Acha, now let's do question number 4. So what we have in here, it is sec tan root x. So this is what we have. Now this restaurant is a 5-star one. So here what we have is that here we have all the 3 courses of meal. That is, the starter is there, the main course is there, and the dessert is there. So here we have to decide what is the starter in here. So the starter, what we see is, the starter is the sec function. Sec function is the starter. And what is the main course? The main course is the tan function. Okay, so the main course is the tan function. Now, what is the dessert? The dessert is the root x. Square root x is the dessert. So I have to differentiate this one. So differentiating, first thing what I will do, I will not write this thing. First I will assume this function. So what I will do is, let y is equal to sec of tan root x. This is my y, right? So differentiating y with respect to x, differentiating y with respect to x, what we have? We have dy dx is equal to d dx of sec of tan root x. Now differentiation of sec x is what? Differentiation of sec x, differentiation of tan x is sec square x, but differentiation of sec x is what? Please remember guys this one. Differentiation of sec x is sec x tan x. It is sec x tan x. Please remember this one. Differentiation of sec x is sec x tan x. So here how it will be? Inside sec it is what? Tan root x. So it will be what? Sec x. So in place sec x, it will be sec of tan root x, tan of tan root x. So it is sec x tan x, right? Then what we have is that we finished with our starter. Then we have to move into the main course. So what is the main course? What we see here as the main course? We see that the main course is what? Tan root x, right? So let us write. So what we have now, we have to start eating that main course. So d dx of tan root x. Now differentiation of tan x is what? I already told you, differentiation of tan x is sec square x. Okay, so what we have? Sec tan root x, tan of tan root x. Then you see, differentiation of tan root x is what? Sec square, not x, it is sec square root x. What is inside of tan? It is root x, right? So sec square root x, differentiation of root x. Okay, differentiation of root x. Now I hope everybody knows what is differentiation of root x. Differentiation of root x, please remember guys this one. D dx of root x is nothing but it's equal to 1 by 2 root x. Okay, it's 1 by 2 root x. If you don't understand in next class you tell me, we'll discuss how we got the differentiation of root x as 1 by 2 root x. So here it's 1 by 2 root x. Let's write it in front. So what we have, 1 by 2 root x. If you write this one last, there is no problem, but let's write it in front. So sec square root x, sec tan root x, then tan of tan root x. So that's it. So this is the answer for differentiating sec of tan root x. Okay.